welcome to another video by LNERFan4472. Welcome to yet another review on quite an unexpected locomotive. But she is gorgeous, and here we have it. Number 7034 Ince Castle. A Great Western Castle, and my god. For £100 this locomotive was a bargain. Bargain, bargain, bargain. I walked into the shop, walked in to buy just general supplies really, flexi track, spare sleepers and fish plates. But no, I just laid my eyes on this and I thought no, it's going to be well over the 130 mark, and no, £100. £100 exactly she cost me, and she isn't even worth that, she's worth more. So if we just get this sleeve off, and then we've got the white cover on the front. This is to stop the sun from getting in, from fading out the colour of the locomotive. So here we go. If we open the box, it's the usual Hornby affair with the packaging. Look at this. Oh, there she is. We just put her to one side and look at the usual gum. DCC jacket. Castle Class 460 steam locomotive and tender, DCC ready / DCC fitted. In this locomotive she was DCC ready. Operating and maintenance instructions, just basically where to apply the oil and things, showing you how to take it apart, all the lubrication points. We've been through all this before. We just pull the white sleeve out, a white cover should I say, stick that on the floor. It just says, late BR, Castle Class Locomotive, 7034 Ince Castle, DCC ready, minimum radius 438mm. I apologise for the focus. I just wanted to readjust the focus just so you could get a clear image of the locomotive. Now here we have, this is the improved Hornby packaging. You know, it's not the best, but it's still, you know, more manageable than having to push it out the back with just two holes in the back. So basically what we do is, two of these things holding the sleeve together. It's basically two sections, one bottom section and a top section. So if we take these two things at the end off here, then we've got this cover that we can just remove to reveal the locomotive, and then simple as that. Now let's start off with the tender. Now the tender is very, very exquisite, one of the best detailed tenders I've ever seen. Now I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's two metal plates here which probably stopped the locomotive from bumping into the tender too much and wearing away the steel as it would be in real life here. So they are on the real thing, I have seen myself, and this is the Great Western Railway 2,500 gallon tender, and this limited their range according to steam locomotives in profile, so they were eventually replaced by bigger 4,000 gallon tenders. So this was probably going to get a 4,000 gallon tender. But as it was late BR, it was probably going to get withdrawn from service, so BR probably said, nah, we won't bother. But the most exquisite thing about this tender has to be this. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but that there, that little curve just there, that is a water scoop for the water troughs. Now, if you don't know what water troughs are, basically, they were water troughs. And this scoop would lower out the back of the tender and scoop up loads of water so the train didn't have to stop for water. Genius, absolute genius. And we do have pickups on the tender, and we've got the brake rods which I've already installed myself. We've got a NEM pocket and small tension lock couplings, and they are hinged. Sprung buffers, as you would expect with every model nowadays. We've got some brake pipe detail as well. We haven't got a 3-link chain, but that isn't a massive issue. I'm not sure too many people use 3-link chains, as they are very fiddly. Some very, very fine handrails. I believe that is the BR crest. I hope I am right. The coil is removable, but it is quite a pain to remove. We've got a water cap detail and everything, and we've got our little, I think they're the injectors. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the injectors are in the cab. I am not too sure. Anyway, let's have a look at the locomotive now. Now, I'm not too, this is kind of like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. These things on the bottom that hold the locomotive in place, these can basically be undone by a screwdriver, nothing too complex. They're just basically just to give the locomotive some support. I'm going to leave them on for now. It is going to make the review a bit awkward, but let's go ahead. As we can see by her name, Ince Castle. What a name. The detail at the front, she's gorgeous. Look at that copper double chimney. That looks absolutely fantastic. Her number is 7034. I apologise if you can't see that. Sprung buffers, obviously. Wow. I'm blown away. This locomotive is a 4-cylinder, which made it one of the most powerful locomotives of its time, made by the Great Western Railway. And the linkage, it's simple, but it gets the job done. And if you've seen a real castle, or a real king for that matter, these just look absolutely fantastic when they're in extremely fast motion. We've got our cylinder drain cocks just under there. They are already fitted. They are quite a pain to fit, and they're already fitted, so thank you very much, Hornby. Got our side steps, just to help the driver and fireman get up into the cab. Wheel arches, nothing too special about them, they're just wheel arches. Can we find any rivets? You can find the occasional rivet, but yes, there are quite a few rivets. Got our safety valves here. They are beautiful safety valves, I must say. And our whistle is just back there. And here we have our cab. And Hornby, once again, congratulations on the brilliant cab. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is one of, actually, correct that. That is the best cab I've ever seen in my life. It just looks brilliant. We've got the regulator, we've got all the dials, we've got the little red, I think that's the reverser. That's strange, it's right-hand drive. Everything else I've seen is left-hand drive. Either way, that does not subtract from the overall quality of this fantastic model. Okay, it is fantastic, but the only drawback is this. This fiddly thing here allows you to connect the decoder into the tender, which provides 50 advantage and 50 disadvantage. Basically, the advantage is you don't have to take the locomotive apart, which minimises the risk of damage to the most expensive part of the model. So, you can fit it in the tender, which is what I have done. And it paid off, because I think you'll remember a while back I did damage Bunsen in a decoder installation, which was a big shame, and I wished the decoder did go in the tender. So if we just bring the tender over here quickly, please don't fall, we can see that there is just a little socket just there for the little, well, plug, if we like, that just slots in there, and this is fitted with an 8-pin Hornby decoder. So the advantage is obviously you can minimise the risk of damage to the locomotive. The disadvantage is it's incredibly fiddly, and I mean that. It is very, 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 very fiddly and hard to get into place. And also be very careful when you're removing it. I would not recommend pulling on the wires too hard, because obviously the wires could come out. Obviously you can put them back in, but it's not something you'd be wanting to do all the time. So basically what I do is I grab something really fine like a screwdriver and just pry it out each side until it just pops out. And that's the easiest way to do it. It is time consuming, but it saves you causing damage to this little thing, because if your layout is DCC, the train more or less relies on this to run. So it's very fiddly, and it provides both its advantages and disadvantages. But overall, I like it, because this locomotive is well over the £100 mark. And for me to do any damage to it, regardless of how much damage I do, whether it be snapping the linkage or just snapping a buffer off, I'd still be absolutely gutted, because this is just such a gorgeous model. And to spoil it and compromise it in any way would just be, well, terrible, because she's just a fantastic locomotive. And there we have it. Ince Castle, easily, I'm going to say this is the best model I have. I am definitely going to, she's an amazing runner, as I will show you in the running video coming up, but she's just amazing in detail. The only drawback is the little plug, but that only needs to be done once, and that's just about it. The model overall is just absolutely amazing. Amazing detail, amazing runner. Amazing packaging, dare I say. So overall, just an amazing model, absolutely breathtaking. No regrets whatsoever, she's just amazing. absolutely amazing.